Napoli. That's right. I'm bringing you back to Naples. We're going to have pizza today. It's a pizza party. That's right. It's a party at your home, and you're going to make skillet pizza. That's right. It's easy to prepare. I absolutely love it. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil. That's right. We're starting with some good olive oil in the pan. And just like my mama used to make, I'm going to julienne these onions because that's the only really part of the pizza sauce that mama would actually cook. She would not cook the tomato sauce down, not at all. But the onions, oh, they become nice and sweet in here. And let's just lower that just a little bit. I think I'm going to put some more onions in this sauce. That's all I remember when Mom used to make this sauce. Sitting there at the counter, and those onions, they were oh so sweet, and she would just brown them off. And now, I will tell you something. One of her secrets, and we're going to give it out today, a little bit of sugar in this, but we're cooking the onions in the same skillet because that's the way my mom used to do it. I don't know. And then she would clean the skillet out, of course. But it was all like one pan. And I remember Friday nights, time to throw the box away. I'm telling you, what do you mean by the box? Throw that pizza box away. We don't need those pizza boxes. We're making pizza here. And I remember on Friday nights, we'd make our own pizza. And Mom would have the dough. Of course, she'd make her fresh dough. We're going to give you an easier little idea, a little recipe that you're going to love. Guess what? It's frozen dough. You can buy it at the store. You let it thaw out overnight or about 3 to 4 hours ahead of time. And then take it out and let it proof a little bit. All these onions. Just look at that. Not too high. I know you may think it's a little high. We're cooking up. We just don't want to burn this at all. In the meantime, let's get our garlic ready. And this we're going to mince. We don't want any slices of garlic in this like I normally love in all my sauces. Now I know a famous pizzaiola. A pizzaiola is a gentleman who makes pizza in Naples, who just puts the garlic cloves on a whole toothpick, okay? That's right. Puts it on the toothpick, puts it in the can, yes, in the can of tomatoes. No onions or anything else, and just lets it sit overnight. Adds a little oregano, and that's his sauce. It's a famous pizza place, too. I've watched him prepare the pizza many, many times in Naples. You know, we love the history of food, of course. We think that the real pizza was made famous in Naples, and the first ones, but dates back to Pompeii, of course. And they found even counters that you walk along Pompeii, and you see these counters where they actually made these flatbreads and these ovens right behind. You know, they were making pizza back during that time. Of course, in America, I like to say we perfected it maybe. And so many types. I mean, Detroit style, Mama's style with the tomato sauce pretty thick. You know, Nana's pizza, square pan pizza, thick cheese-filled crust. But we're going back to the old basics here. All right, look at this. These onions have caramelized. And here's a little secret. Now, what's happening, the flavoring is really starting to work when you caramelize. The sugar comes out of it. A little bit of water, you know, but I got my oil in there. We're not going to throw that away. We're going to use that oil in our sauce. We need to put a little bit of salt in here, just a little bit. We'll put the rest in our tomato sauce itself. But what happens now, the salt starts breaking down those onions a little more, and we'll release a little of that water. As these onions are caramelizing, another little extra, a little bit of sugar to the onions. That's what Mama used to do. And that will really cook these down and really caramelize them just a little bit more. And that's what we're looking for. All right. The garlic, we don't cook the garlic. I put the garlic right in my pizza sauce. We don't want to waste any of that, okay? Just like that. And of course, we get our onions now. They're just about ready. And we add this to it. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, now we set the pan aside and we'll let that cool. We stir our sauce together. Now, I love just tomato sauce. Italian tomatoes, get the tomatoes and puree them, but don't use puree. You don't want a puree. You don't want tomato paste. Just this right here. And you know what? If you want, add more onions. Now, I will tell you one of Mama's secrets. Seriously. Mama would put anchovies in the sauce. Also, little indentations in the pizza itself, and put little pieces of anchovy. Everybody raved about it. I grew up on that, so I knew it. Only one way of eating the pizza, and her sauce was like that. A little bit of red pepper. Oregano. I use very little oregano at my recipe and my recipes. You'll notice that. But in pizza sauce and Italian dressing, it's a must. So we'll put our oregano in here, and no Italian seasoning, only oregano. And we'll dust a little bit of the oregano on top of the pizza. All right. That's really about it. Now, I have everything ready, my mise en place. I have my shredded mozzarella. I have some Italian sausage that we've already cooked. I have a little bit of olive oil to drizzle on top, and I have my dough. So now we're going to get the skillet cleaned out, and we're going to start our pizza. All right, everything is in place. We are now ready to prepare our pizza. A little bit of olive oil. Of course, I have to taste the sauce, make sure it's like Mama's. I think I'll put a little more sugar in there. That should do it. Oh, it's just spicy enough. It's really perfect. Our pizza dough, our bread dough. Now watch this, a little trick here. Put it in the pan, get a little olive oil on, all right? Now, I like my dough a little bit thicker, okay? So, I've doubled up on the recipe. Chicago style, we don't say Chicago style. It's the way we make it. Come on. It's just, you know, it's thick dough pizza. And you can work the dough here like this. You can work it on your board. But this is going to be a great pizza. And look at this. That's all there is to it. Now, a couple of things about this dough. You can actually let it sit and rise. And I'm just kind of combining that so we don't have any cracks in there in the dough. And you can let this sit in here and probably go another maybe 45 minutes or so and let it go up about, I'd say an inch or so. That always works. But also, you can let it rise on your table. Just cover it with a towel. Doesn't matter. So either way, I like doing it in the pan. If you want a really, really thick dough, it's not going to be dense, you know, but it's going to cook all the way through. But it's a little bit of dough here. It's not, you know, we're not talking, you know, some thin pizza. Now, of course, here's a debate. Some people love to put down the cheese first and then put the sauce on top and then sprinkle Parmesan. That's great. There's nothing matter with that. I think everybody's used to just having the sauce on and then putting the mozzarella and the toppings. All right, here we go. Just making sure that's all overlapping here. We're ready. Let's add our sauce. Don't be shy. Make sure you get those onions in there too. And Mama never threw any of the sauce away. Any leftover sauce and leftover dough, she would actually make small little mini pizzas and then freeze them, and we'd have those later on. But during the holidays, oh, her pizza was something else. There we go, just like this right here. It's that sauce, I'm telling you. And don't worry about the sauce going over on the edges. That kind of reminds me of the Detroit pizza. Now, we put our cheese on here. Yes, look at this. Don't be shy with that cheese. And even if the cheese goes to the sides, that's okay also. I love Italian sausage. I grew up with Italian sausage on the pizza. Pepperoni is great too. Maybe you want to saute some green peppers, mushrooms, black olives. It's your pizza, you know, do what you'd like. Of course, the ground sausage you can put on raw or you can prepare it ahead of time. So we've already cooked the sausage here, and be generous with that sausage. Just spread that sausage right around there. The makings of a great pizza. It's right before your eyes. A little bit of oregano. just before it goes inside the oven. And of course, just like Mama would do, a little drizzle of olive oil right on top. And I put a little bit around the edges just for insurance. How about that? Insurance, so it doesn't stick to the pan. And now we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to bake it, and I'm telling you, we're going to have one pizza here that everybody in the neighborhood is going to be knocking on that door because they know you have homemade pizza. Let's get this in the oven and let's start cooking. We are right out of the oven with our skillet pizza. Look at this, will you? Look at how the dough rises. I'm excited. I'm excited to eat it also. I mean, the crust, I know when we cut into this, it's just going to be so crispy. The little extra olive oil that I put on top of this and around the edges, oh, so good. I cannot wait to enjoy this with my family. I'm sure you're going to make this also. Hey, a lot of different toppings. It's up to you. It's your pizza. This is my skillet pizza, and I hope you enjoy it. Mangia bene. Brought to you by Hen House Markets.